Welcome to the Getting Started section of Landing Page Remedy. When you log into your WordPress back office, you will land on your dashboard. Your dashboard is basically an overview of everything that's going on your blog. So it provides you with an at-a-glance activity. So once you start working in your website, if you ever make edits, then you can come to your dashboard and see the updates. If you have any updates, such as a WordPress, if they release a new update, then that would appear under the updates section, and you'll normally see like a little 1 or 2, and it'll tell you how many updates are available. The post section is basically an option if you want to add additional pages to your website, such as a blog post, or if you want to write an article, you would just select add new, and it would appear on your blog. The categories, you can categorize each of your posts. Media files, this is where you would upload any images or videos, PDF files. You can store in the media library. Currently, everything that's listed in the library is what's published on your website. The comment section, you won't use too much because your blog and the landing pages are not enabled for comments. But if in the future you decide to create blog posts, you will have the option to allow people to enter comments. The pop-up maker, this section is how your opt-in form appears as a pop-up on your page. There are currently 3 pop-ups, which is the email leads, the recruit page, and the customer page. If you ever need to edit the content of a pop-up, such as the title, the text, then you can do so from here. So as you can see, the title would say get instant access, secure your future, take action now. Enter your email below to get started. If you want to change this, then it will show on the public website. Pop-up themes. These are the different themes that you can have. Currently, what's enabled on your website is the Lightbox pop-up theme. You can play around with different themes if you want, but if you are using the out-of-box solution of Landing Page Remedy, then you don't have to make any changes to the themes. The next section is the simple share buttons. So the simple share buttons, this is your social media buttons that appear in the footer section of your web page. As you can see, there are many different options that you can add. So if you have a LinkedIn account, you can add LinkedIn. Now, these share buttons don't link to your account. What they do is when someone clicks on one of these buttons and shares it, it opens up their social media account to share it to their friends. So it's a way to make your website go viral by allowing these share buttons to be accessible onto each page. So you can add any of these different social media networks that you want, or you can remove it. If you don't want people to be able to email, you can simply remove it. The location of each share button is on the home page. It's enabled for the posts, and it's enabled for the pages. Right now, the only thing that you're using for each landing page is the pages. So we have that enabled already. And to give you an example, I'm going to head over to a page, and you can see the share this on the bottom of the page. That's where your social media buttons are listed. You can change the styling. You can place it after your information, before. The styling can be changed. If you want to align it to the left, you want to change the button size, you want to change from share this to maybe work with us, share for more information, you can change that wording as well. Counters, if you want to show a counter, that would basically tell you how many people shared your website. There's a short code. What the short code is if you want to add a share button to a specific post or a page, then you can do so. And then they have advanced features. But overall, you don't have to edit any of these options because every page is already enabled with share buttons. The next thing you'll see on your left navigation is a landing page remedy navigation menu. This is important because this allows you to connect with our customer support, and if you need to submit a ticket online, you can just come on to landing page remedy and it shows our support hours. You can submit a ticket. You can view all the frequently asked questions, and you can also view our video tutorials directly on our support knowledge base. So we recommend that you view this page, view the tutorials. If you have any questions, look at the questions and answers in this section first. If you don't find the answer, then you can submit a ticket online and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. We encourage you to follow us on social media. Just go ahead and click on these links, check out our blog, and subscribe to our e-newsletter for more information and to stay up to date. The appearance section, it basically has your theme that's currently installed. There's one theme and it's called Make. You don't have to do anything to this, but if you ever wanted to make customizations to your theme, you can do so from this page. The plugins, it basically shows you everything that's currently active and installed. So think of plugins like a database of, or I would say think of plugins like your own team of developers that you can extend your website to do different things that are not included in the standard WordPress installation. So if you ever want to add a new plugin, just click on Add New Plugin and you can search the WordPress directory for different options. Keep in mind, when you add new plugins and new themes, it may not be compatible with landing page remedy, and we do not guarantee that any plugins outside of what's included will work. So if you want to maintain your support agreement, then just talk to us first if you have any questions about installing additional plugins. The user section, if you want to add a new user to your account, maybe you're on a team, you want to allow them to edit your website, you can go ahead and add new users in this section by just clicking on Add New. The Tools section, this gives you additional options, which you really won't use too much. The all-in-one WP migration, you won't really need this, so you can actually deactivate that if you want through the plugin section. Settings, this is where you can change your name, your slogan, anything that you want. Now currently the landing pages, they don't show the site title or the slogan, but I would recommend that you go ahead and enter your current company information in here. Make sure that your domain name is correct in the WordPress address and the site address URL, and you don't really have to change anything else on this page. The writing section, you don't have to change anything here. The reading section. In the reading section, this is a good page because if you want to change your home page, you can do it from here. Click on the home page drop-down menu. And right now the home page is set to the lead capture page. But if you want to set the opportunity page or the organization page as your home page, simply select it and click on Save. The discussion section is basically geared towards notifying other blogs when you start to write blog posts. And when people start to comment on your website, you can control that in this area. Media. This controls any image sizes that you may upload. Permalinks. This is the URL structure of your website. So currently your structure is your domainname.com / and then whatever the post is named. So once you decide, if you decide to create a blog and add posts, this is the structure of it. If you wanted to include a date in your URL post, then that's what you would do. But I just recommend keeping it at post name. And just go ahead, and if this is your first time logging into your account, make sure it says post name and click on save 2 times just to make sure that your .htaccess file is updated with your domain name in the correct directory that your website is installed on. Privacy, this is another setting that's built into WordPress. And then you have the simple share buttons, which is the same as above. SEO, this is basically how you can customize what your title tags are saying. If you are in advance and you want to collect information in your Google developers account, you can use Yoast SEO, and you would basically have to connect to your Google Console account. So what that would do is it would collect data from your website visitors, and it would upload that information into your Google account. It's optional, it's more advanced, but you do have that feature here. Elementor, this is what your website is built off of Elementor. So anytime you want to make a change to your page, then you always want to hit edit with Elementor. And I'm going to show you how to do that shortly. So what you would do is go to all pages and select a page that you want to edit. So for this example, I'm just going to click on the opportunity page since it's already open. And what you do is click on edit with Elementor. And notice I always right click when I open a file just so that it doesn't take me off of my admin control panel page. Once the Elementor control panel loads, you'll see if you hover over each section, you'll see like a blue square. That means that you can edit. On the left hand side, you have a lot of different widgets that you can use and add. If you want to change the text, you would just hover over this section that you want to change, and you see a little pin icon. And this is an area that you always want to look to where you can X out of it. That means you would just delete this whole section. If you want to copy the section, then you would select that little double icon. And then if you want to edit, you would just click on the little pin icon right here. If you want to change the video, click on a little icon on the video. And on the left menu, you'll see where it says link. That's where if you are using YouTube, then you would enter the link to your YouTube video here. If you are using a VMO, you would select VMO and enter that link there. Down below for the video options, you have where you could auto play, you could hide the suggested videos, you could hide the player. So if you don't want people to be able to fast forward, you can control whether or not they see the player option. If you want to hide the title or action, so that's basically whatever you name your video, if they'll see that unless you hide it. And then if you wanted to mute the video, you can do that as well. So those are the options for editing the video. If you want to edit a button, you can go ahead and click on the button name. And if you want to create a new image, you could just click here. If you want to change the opt-in form, that's within the pop-up maker, you would have to go to advanced, and the pop-up maker code is listed under the CSS class. So if you create a new pop-up code with a different opt-in form, let's say you created one that's called newsletter, pop-up make / newsletter, so that whenever someone clicks on a button, they can subscribe to another newsletter, then you would enter the code in this CSS class. And that's pretty much the basics of how you can edit. I recommend we have a tutorial, a full tutorial on how to edit pages if you log into the video tutorials for Landing Page Remedy. And there is a video tutorial that says how to build custom pages with WordPress Elementor. So check out that video tutorial for more details on how to edit pages. Okay, going back to the admin control panel, the last thing I want to show you is how you can integrate your web forms using the Easy Forms. Now, I recommend using either MailChimp or Aweber. If you are using Aweber, then you don't need to use Easy Forms. Easy Forms is for MailChimp integration. If you're using Aweber, then Aweber will give you a code that you can integrate directly into the pop-up maker pages. So the first thing you would need to do for MailChimp is go to Settings. And MailChimp, there is an API key that you would need to get. So you would click here to get your API key, enter it there. Once your API key is entered, then you would go to your opt-in forms to create a new opt-in form. Everything's going to show once your API is connected. So we have another tutorial on how to connect your MailChimp. So view that tutorial for more details on setting up your opt-in forms. And that's an overview of landing page.